Imagine a wastewater treatment plant where water is being recycled for reuse. Everything seems to be working fine until one day the RO system starts failing, pressure increases, flux drops, and production suddenly stops. This is what happened to Dan, a young engineer at a recycling plant. On his first day, his senior told him that successful RO design starts before the RO itself. The first lesson Dan learned was that feed water quality is critical. SDI must be less than or equal to 3. Turbidity should be below 0.2 NTU. Free chlorine must be completely removed, and iron should be less than 0.05 mg per liter. Otherwise the membrane will quickly get damaged. Then he understood membrane design, where the typical element size is 8 inches. Each element provides about 37 to 40 square meters of membrane area, and each pressure vessel usually contains 6 to 7 elements, with staging arrangements like 7:4 or 6:3 to optimize performance. Moving ahead, he learned about operating conditions. Design flux should be around 14 to 18 lmh, operating pressure between 10 to 16 bar, temperature maintained at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and a good system achieves salt rejection of 98 to 99.5%. Recovery was another key concept. Overall plant recovery typically lies between 65 to 75%. Dan also realized the importance of pipe design velocity, where feed water flows at 1.5 to 2 meter per second, permeate at 1 to 1.5 meter per second, and concentrate at 2 to 3 meter per second, because incorrect velocities can lead to scaling or energy losses. Chemical dosing was equally important, with antiscalant added at 2 to 5 mg per liter and sodium bisulfite at 1 to 3 mg per liter to remove chlorine, while CIP cleaning is generally required every 3 to 6 months. Energy consumption of the system typically ranges from 0.8 to 1.5 kW per H per cubic meter. Finally, he learned about monitoring triggers. If pressure drop increases by more than 15% or flux declines by more than 10%, it indicates fouling, and if permeate conductivity rises, it may signal membrane damage. A quick rule of thumb he learned was that TDS is approximately 0.55 to 0.7 times conductivity. After applying all these learnings, Dan redesigned the RO system. And this time it worked perfectly, because he understood that RO design is not just about membranes, but about understanding the complete system. Please write notes to get PDF notes of this video. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.